Hey guys, welcome back to Smart Tips and Tricks. My name is Jamieson Crast, and this week we're going to go through how to build a DIY guzzler for wildlife purposes. Stay tuned. All right guys, so back to the land management here. One of the issues that I noticed on this piece of property that we've been talking about, and an issue that a lot of people will face around the country, is water. Deer need water, period. Everything needs water. The amount of animals that come to water on a daily basis, I put a trail camera on a water hole sometime. It's freaking incredible to see what comes. This piece of property had water, and it had water all the way up through until, let's say, end of May, June. As things started to dry up and we started to get into the droughty months here in the Midwest, West, that is when it became an issue. And deer immediately, all of the animals started dispersing, and they started finding what is the most convenient water source. Not good from a hunting standpoint. We need water. We want to hold these deer. We want to keep these deer comfortable and have them realize that they have every single thing that they need to live right here in one spot. So one of the things that I did was do some research on how to build a DIY guzzler. Now, there are companies like Wildlife Solutions. There's companies like Banks that make watering systems for deer. I wanted to do something DIY here, save some money. So there are a few things that you're going to need when you're building a DIY guzzler. Starting at the top, I went with a holding tank that is black. You're going to want to find something that will allow you to gravity feed. I had to put mine in a spot where I knew that I could drive my truck up to, open the holding tank in the back of the truck, and let water feed into my on-site holding tank. So I went with a 300-gallon tank here, and I went with black because that material is resistant to UV. You don't want sun getting in there. You don't want a bunch of algae growing. You want to keep this water, similar to what you would want to drink out of. So I put a black 300-gallon tank there. From there, you're going to need some PVC fittings. Look to see what the bulk tank hole is, 2-inch, 2.5-inch. So I just used a little shut-off valve because I don't always want to have this thing running. There are times I'd like to shut that off and be able to unscrew my hose. So from there, took a 50-foot garden hose, ran that down through, and then I got a float. This is just a normal stock tank float. Again, hit up Tractor Supply, no different than what a rancher would use to fill a water tank for his cattle or for his horses. And then lastly, like I talked about, I used a 25-gallon, just a little water trough. But one of the big parts of that is when you have your tank in the ground, you want some sort of wood, something in there. If you get a bird that flies in there trying to get some water, you get a mouse in there, you get any sort of animal in there that dies and can't get its way out, he's going to contaminate the water. Fewer animals are going to come to it. So give animals a nice little runway to get out of there. God forbid somebody falls in there. At the same time, cover some of that up. Put some sticks on there. Don't make them work for it, but you don't want to expose the full 25-gallon area. It just increases the surface space, which increases evaporation rates. Then it's a matter of turning the valve. Water gravity feeds its way down through the garden hose, fills up the trough until the float tells it to stop, and there you have 20 to 25 gallons of water on demand ready to go until your 300-gallon tank is out. Everything needs water, period. It's one of the biggest limiting factors when it comes to property. So if you have an area that doesn't have water nearby, I would say if you don't have water within a half mile of your hunting property, go ahead and build one of these. If you get an area where it gets a lot of rain, you can do a pond. You could do it with a shovel and put a liner in there and let it collect rainwater. A lot of options, but a water hole is one of the best solutions to increase the repetitiveness of wildlife in an area. So I hope this helped. This is the first time I've ever built one of these. So if you got different ideas, you found other things that work for you, please drop a comment down below. We'd love to see what you built. We'd love to hear what you would do differently, what you have done differently. So like and subscribe, give us some comments, let me know what you do differently, and let us know what you want to see next time. Thanks, guys.